Yo, what's going on, boys? 10:28 on a fucking Friday night at work, dude. You know how it is. So y'all are probably gonna see this in the video that I post after this one that I was talking about making this video. I'm making this one now because the rest of the other video is gonna take me the rest of the night to kind of record, see if I think of anything to talk about, whatever. So we're gonna go about it like this. So I just had this conversation with this woman, and she was like, she was like, asked, she's, oh, you're so nice, like, you're helpful and stuff. Oh, thank you. She's like, I have a question. I was like, what's up? She was like, do you have a girlfriend? And I was like, oh, no, I don't. And she was like, why? You seem like, you seem nice, you clean up well, you're helpful. She was like, you have, a job and everything too. She was like, it's hard for you? And she's older, you know what I mean? She's a little older. She's like I'm not gonna say she's old, but she's in her 40s. And we got talking, and she was just like, well, it should be easy for guys like you now to be able to get a girlfriend. Like, I view it as easier for you guys, actually. I was like, oh, hun, I disagree. Holy shit, let's get immediately start off the conversation by saying, like, I'm asking, like, why do you think it's so easy? She was like, oh, well, dating apps, and you have a lot more places nowadays to go see people, and you have social media and all that stuff. I'm like, so even though those seem like enhancements or advantages even, they're actually disadvantages, in a very big way, actually. They can be advantages, but most of the time I view them as disadvantages, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because the same argument that I always see for dating apps is like, for every guy that swipes on, for every 500 guys that swipe on a girl, that girl is, swiping on like maybe 10 of those guys, you know what I'm saying? Something like stupid like that, but it's like 100 to 10 or whatever, 100 to 1, whatever. And I was like, how much harder that is? Like, we see a lot and we're like, oh, they're pretty. And they nitpick every little thing down to the detail, and you're very lucky to get a like on that app. And if you are getting a like on that app, it is probably from somebody that is very, very different than you. And by that, I mean, at this point, I can't say that, I don't think, because I don't know how YouTube algorithm is, but it starts with a T and ends on an S. And I have that happen a lot. I'm sorry. I haven't had Tinder for a while. But the point is that it's a shitty app. All those, like, Bumble, whatever, too, are also really shitty. Like, you're never really come across any women. I got lucky one time, and that was with one of my ex-girlfriends, Jimena. And that was a one-time thing. I got really lucky. And we were only together for like 10 months. And it probably wasn't the best time to get together because I was fucking beat up. I was beat up over a past relationship. I keep going into detail, and I'm like, even though you can go out to other places nowadays and you can do a lot more things, you can go out to different places and see more people, what have you, we actually get more negated that way. I've been seeing a lot more on like social media because she mentioned that too. I told her, I was like, I'll put these two together, is that a lot of girls on social media you see now, they say that they don't want men to approach them. So if you don't want to be approached and you're not actively picking, or like if you're being really picky and you're not really thinking like this guy could be awesome, or there could be a quality in him that could end up being really, really nice, or a tendency in him that ends up being like really fruitful and I enjoy it or whatever, or I like the way this looks, whatever, you know what I mean? They're very picky. They tell you that they don't want to be approached. To me, at least, because, like, see, I had to tell her, like, a little bit of anecdotal evidence on my part, because if I try to generalize it, I can't do so. Generalizing something is very difficult to do. It's very difficult to do. And I can't generalize all women and say that they're all like this, because they're not, obviously so. But I feel the majority of what you see is still that way. Like, I see so many videos about people saying, I don't want to be approached, or so many comments, women do not want to be approached. If that's the case, I'm not approaching. I'm not dealing with it. I just don't want to at that point. If you're saying, you don't care about social media or dating apps, sounds good. I guess we just won't get on there then. And then you're like, okay, well, what about social media? Is that helpful? Not really, because you got a lot of people now that are really hateful towards each other, and you got people who are just like, oh, fuck men, they take no accountability, or fuck women, they take no responsibility, or fuck women, or just, it's all these kind of different things you see on social media that just really just want to keep you away from this kind of stuff. And that's what's significantly harder for men in the dating era now It's just that way. I can tell you guys off of personal experience. You know, I can't lie about any of this stuff because it's hard for me to lie about this. You know, you can't make this kind of shit up. But another big factor before I start getting into anecdotal evidence is I feel like a lot of women have backups. They have backup options. A lot of them do. There's not been one time in my life where I've had a backup option. And I don't view that as a good thought process to have anyway. Because if you're thinking, I need a spare tire, I need a backup option, that means you probably don't really love that person you're with now, or you don't think it's going to last as long. So you have no trust. So then everything pretty much goes down the drain at that point. You're basically already kind of cheating on them at that rate. You're basically now, I have a backup in case something goes wrong. I view that as kind of also cheating in a way, because why would you have a backup? I think that's weird. You know? Now I'll get into the anecdotal evidence on my end, is that every woman that I've been with, every girl that I've been with has had a backup option. I'll name them. When I was with this girl back in the day named Rachel, she had a backup option, which is actually one of my homeboys now, one of my close friends now. Love that guy. And then after that, started dating a girl named Michaela. She had a backup option, one of my dogs. Then I started dating a girl named Daria. She had a backup option. That story I'll get into one day. I don't want to go too far into it because it's fucking graphic. It's from her, not from me. I didn't do shit. And then I'm not even gonna say this girl's name. I'm just gonna call her Y. Backup option, the same dog as was on my first one, Michaela. And then Carla, another one of my dogs, had on backup. And then you have Jimena had backup options, and then you had Jimena, who I don't really think she had a backup option per se, but she has so many advantages to have backup options. So and she was also on Tinder, so she had backup options. Let's just go ahead and throw it out there. No hate towards her though, because deadass, she was the one that low-key got away, and to this day, I'm still upset and disappointed that I did not try harder to really try to resolve the issues that we had during the time that we had them. But they weren't all just my fault too. You know, it takes two to tango. And then after that, the other girl I started dating, Michaela, as well, had backup options. One of my dogs. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just like from when I view it like that, it's just a lot of women have backup options. Like, I've seen it. Like, I've seen it throughout my whole life. Okay, I've seen it through girls that I've grown up with. I've seen it with family members. I've seen it with just random people. I see it with friends of family or family friends or whatever you want to put. Like, I see it all the time. I see it on social media. I see it everywhere. It just seems like a lot of them have a backup option. Not all, but a lot do. That makes it harder. Fuck, dude. Previous phone calls, you know how it goes. Man, I'm just the best at them. But, no, like honestly, I feel like the main problems of the dating era now is a lot of people, especially like, it's mainly social media. Social media is the biggest problem with the dating era of nowadays time, where it's so, like, I get so tired of hopping on social media and seeing people be like women shitting on men or men shitting on women. It's like, dude, we need each other, man. You know what I mean? And if it's not like, you know, heterosexually, if you want to do something else, that's awesome too. But I feel like people are just so ignorant towards people are so ignorant towards one another, and it's fucking gross. All right, that's what I was trying to say. I have a stutter problem now, I guess. I don't know what it is. But social media has just really amped the level of like, holy fuck, I don't want to even be in a relationship now because of how much bullshit I see online type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to be in a relationship sometimes because of all the shit that I see on social media. Like, I see so much bad shit. I just seen a video of like this girl and this guy who were dating, and he was like, oh, I loved her a lot, whatever, and then was like, I'm scared maybe something's gonna happen. They end up having a kid, and then he ends up trying to take care of the kid, and then she ends up breaking up with him and then taking the kid and moving in with a stepdad immediately with some random guy she had on backup option. And I was just like, bro, like, this is the stuff that I'm afraid of, dude. Like, I've been done dirty plenty of fucking times, and I'm really not trying to keep having that happen, is what I kind of told her too. I said, look, I said, the things that have happened to me through breakups are ridiculous, and I don't view that as any fun. And I would rather just not deal with that at all than deal with it in general. Because why would I sit there and try to put myself through hell and back and heaven and fucking everywhere else and do everything I possibly can for someone to just do me wrong? You know, I could always just not do that and just stay away from it. But like, as humans, we crave that. So then you have to defeat that barrier in your mind of, do I do it or do I just stay complacent? So then you end up doing it. And either it happens or it doesn't. You either get lucky or you don't. You know what I mean? It really is just based off of luck. Like, I like, people say that luck doesn't exist. I think it sucks because, another point actually about social media is, I have a friend who had a girlfriend for the last couple years, right? About 2.5, 3 years, whatever. 2.5. Oh, it was almost 3 years. It was right there, which is funny because it was actually about the same amount of time that me and my first love in high school were about at. It was like 34 months. Anyway, so they were together for a really long time, and they didn't really show any signs of like wanting to like break up or any departures or anything. And then out of nowhere, the election came around, and she literally like lost it on bruh over the election and who he was voting for. As you guys can clearly tell, he voted for Trump, just based off of the reaction of that. And she was just like completely insane and was just like, you know what, boys, I'm gonna act like a fucking incel, and I'm gonna act like a piece of shit, and I'm going to, you know, tell him that he needs to do this and that, and he needs to, if he wants to stay with me, he needs to understand my rights, and he needs to go to therapy and do all this shit. What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Have you lost your fucking shit? You're an issue. Not to mention, this person that I'm talking about, I won't ever mention names, is also an addiction counselor. Who smokes more pot than I do, and I blow that shit down, son. I fucking toke all day. And you're man, get the fuck out of here. But look, point is, right, is I'm just sick and tired of the dating era. It's bad, and I told her, I said, look, it's just so bad. It's so bad, right? I told her about this story, too, because I'll tell this one. What did I said? I said, look, the last girl that I tried talking to, God bless her soul, she sat there, and I hit her up, and she answered back, and we got talking, whatever. It was around Valentine's Day. And the first night we hang out, I learned way too much about this girl. She's a nice person, but not for me. Not for a lot of guys. I'm going to tell you all why. Because a lot of guys would say the same thing if I... let me just tell you, so that way y'all can agree and actually understand what I'm saying. So, she had her phone turned over like this when she was like in the passenger seat. I can't show you that. Oh, that's bad. Oh, I got these pictures in here and you can't see them. She had pictures of the last guys that she was fucking around with. She was telling me about how I told her about what happened with me and a friend of mine, and how this person kind of did me a little bit dirty and went and tried doing some stuff with a person that I was recently dating. And she told me that she actually did the exact same thing to a guy and did it on purpose, and she didn't feel bad about it. And I was like, okay. Then she told me that when she started college, which was in September, this was in February. From September to February, September, October, November, December, January, February, 6 months, 2 to 9 bodies. What? You fucking lost it? Huh? Dude, that's like 3 a month. That's 3 a month with the exception of like, fuck. I mean, dude, this is unbelievable. Like, it's bad, dude. That's bad. Wait, did I do that number wrong? What did I say? 3 a month? Am I dumb? Wait, hold on. September, October, November, December, January, February. No, sorry. She went from 2 to 9. Sorry, I'm dumb. But anyway, that's 7 bodies in 6 fucking months. 7 and 6 months. Okay? That's bad. To me, that's pretty fucking bad. Like, that means every month you were sleeping with some random new dude. Or it could have been 2 in the month and then nobody the second month. Oh my God, bro. Like, that threw me for a fucking whirlwind. She was telling me about how she does all this stuff and she drinks constantly and she goes to frats and does all this. She likes to go to the frats because she likes listening to music, drinking, getting super fucking drunk where she can't tell what's going on anymore, and shaking ass. I don't want to deal with that. So I respectfully declined. You feel me? I hopped out. I'm sorry, bro, but if you have pictures of dudes that you were just messing with on your phone, pictures that I don't know what they are, or videos I don't know what they are, but you don't want me to see them, on top of the fact that you had 7 extra bodies in 6 months, and then on top of that, okay, you drink constantly, go to frats, and your friends are, oh my God, they're just as fucking bad as of an influence. I mean, Jesus Christ, they tell you to go do these fucking things. You feel me? Like, literally one of your friends was, like, trying to sit there and get me and you to go do stuff together. Like, thank fucking God I have some self-respect and some fucking dignity. I'm not going out and doing all that with somebody who has been telling me, obviously so, that she's doing a shit ton of stuff with a shit ton of people. Now, usually I won't judge. And it's hard to judge, or to not judge. But, like, this isn't really a judging thing at this point. It's more about preference, right? And, like, do you prefer somebody that's been sleeping with a bunch of fucking people, getting super drunk, doing all this stuff? Or do you prefer somebody that may or may not have fucking 2-3 bodies, right? And has had 2 major relationships? I'm taking that 10 times out of 10. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? That's just the way that it looks. Like, when you look at it visually on paper, you go, okay, this person has been with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in 6 months. This person has been with two people in 28 months. Who am I probably going to pick? Probably that person. Because 1, they have relationships, which is what I'm looking for. 2, they've lasted some time. 3, she's not fucking used like that, bruh. Good Lord. Like, you mean telling me you would rather get with a woman who has been touched through the whole motherfucking system than some girl who's just had 2 dudes? This whole video is going to come across as judgmental. I already know what it is. But call it what it is, man. I really don't care. Point is that men have it so much harder. They do. We don't get picked. We get laughed at for shit. We can't approach y'all no more. Y'all have backup options. We can't fucking express ourselves. On top of the fact being that, why is it that I'm getting deleted and blocked because I collect things? Like, I'm a cool dude. I just be chilling. Like, I stay out the way. I get money and stay out the way. And I have friends and I got a cool family and I just be doing shit, you feel me? And yet I'm getting unadded because people are saying that I'm weird due to the fact that I have, like, collectibles and antiques. Like, how the fuck is that weird? I don't get it. I never will get it. I'm not going to change myself for some girl to like me just because she doesn't like the fact that I collect things. You better figure it the fuck out. I don't care. You know what I mean? And some girl, and like one of my cousins the other day was like, you're being too hard on yourself because of girls. I said, I'm not being hard on myself. I'm being hard on, I want to say it, but I'm being hard on women, dude. I'm being hard on them because I don't understand what more you all want me to fucking do at this rate, man. I'm sorry, I just don't. I don't know what more y'all want from me, dude. Like, I just be chilling. I stay out the way. Make YouTube, hang out with my boys every once in a while, get on the game. I don't go out and do dumb shit. You know what I mean? I got a job, I stay out the way, I do whatever. But I feel like a lot of women now just don't really give a fuck. And I feel like they want some dude who has a lot of free time, is a bum, has no money, can't spoil them, and is just ready to fuck. Like a rabbit. Constantly, dude. Like, dude, the amount of women that I have met in the last year alone that have had kids with people who are, like, I mean, pieces of dog shit on the bottom of my shoe. And they're like, yeah, I never would have figured that out. Dude, I could figure this shit out just by looking at somebody, bro. Like, I don't know, but it's like something in my head when I sit there and I'm with somebody, I can just kind of tell if something's up or not, dude. It's something like, it's almost like a spidey sense, like sixth sense. Like, I feel it sometimes with people. But I immediately knew once I started talking to some of these people, I was like, something's already up. And then they started talking about this. I'm like, bros, my whole point. They're like, oh, yeah, my baby daddy, he hasn't really. Or like this one girl that I was trying to talk to, she said she didn't want to talk to me because she didn't know she wanted to talk at the moment. A week later, she got with some random ass dude, which I knew of, who was a bum, and he ended up getting her pregnant, punched her in the fucking stomach, and then caused her to miscarriage, and she still went back to Brody. Like, you can't make this up, bro. So y'all gotta figure it out. I'm chilling. You feel me? I just be doing my shit. You know what I mean? Ugh, cut off. I'm gonna get money and stay out the way. And I'll find somebody. You know what I mean? But when she asked me that and said it was easier, I was like, bro, it's not easier, dude. It's not. It's just not. It's not, dude. I'm sorry. Like, it's just, it's a guaranteed fact. It's gotten harder for us, bro. It has gotten harder for us. And if you disagree, then you're just coping. Simple. You're just denying facts. I mean, get mad about that. But I'm pretty much good with that, dude. You know, I'm pretty much good with my rant on that, dude. Honestly, I thought that was pretty all right. Considering the considering the fact. I know I was gonna say the following. But no, considering the fact being that I'm kind of just beat and I don't really have a whole lot to say. And I figured that was probably the best thing to come up with to talk about because that's actually a pretty serious subject that not a lot of people want to talk to me about because I'm kind of annoying on that factor. And I complain about the dating era of like now. I complain about dating and shit so much to my guys, dude. They get tired of hearing that shit. So when they see this, they probably won't even fucking watch it, dude. They probably won't even watch it. They'll get so fucking mad. But I'm hopping off, boys. I'm about to eat some food in a minute. Just chill out for a little while at work, and then I'll finish up a little bit of that other video, and I'll catch you boys. Peace.